Let's begin in child's pose. For this variation, I'm going to take a blanket and place it behind my knees. This will offer a little bit of support and space. You can also place it underneath your hips or ankles if that feels good. Big toes connect, knees come wide towards the outer edges of your mat to make plenty of room for your belly. Rest your head down, either on the mat, a block, or a bolster, and let your arms rest down on the mat as well. Start to bring your attention to your breath, taking note as you inhale how deeply your inhale travels. As you exhale, encourage your hips maybe to be a little bit heavier. Let's slowly start to walk your way out of child's pose, removing any props that you need to, and find a tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, cow pose. Lift your chest forward, the crown of your head up. Exhale, cat pose. Tuck your chin and round your spine. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. A few more times with your own breath. Being sure as you move into your inhale, cow pose, that your back stays fairly flat. Really focusing on broadening through your chest. Raise your right foot back and lift your right heel to hip height. You're welcome to hold it there if you'd like to with your breath. As you exhale, lift your heel. As you inhale, tap your toes down. Trying again to keep your back as still as possible. To increase the intensity even further, maybe you lift your opposite arm up. Let's take a few hip circles. Stack your hips on top of one another. Bend your right knee. Lift your knee up and over towards your right armpit. Then bring it back down to center. Again, big circle. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, pull it forward and then down. Inhale up. Exhale, forward and down. Trying to find as much range of motion in these circles as you can. Imagine you're drawing a big circle on the wall next to you. Let's switch sides. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. This time left leg goes back, left foot stays flexed, heel about hip height, back nice and flat. Option to hold it there, or if you'd like to move with your breath, lifting and lowering your leg down, keeping it as straight as possible. Perhaps to increase the intensity even further, lifting your opposite hand, your right hand, up off the mat as well. This will challenge your balance a little bit more. Keep your belly nice and firm in this position. And feel the engagement through your glutes. Hip circles. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Use your inhale breath to lift it up and over. Your exhale breath pulls it forward and down. Getting as big of a circle as your hip will allow on this side, really opening up, pulling it forward. Maybe even finding some core engagement as you draw your knee forward towards your left armpit. Child's pose for a few breaths, just to get off of our wrists here for a moment. Any variation of child's pose or a resting posture that you choose, if you'd like to stay seated upright, that's perfectly welcome. And then maybe give your wrists a little bit of love, some wrist rolls, maybe placing the back of your hands against one another. Maybe playing around with your fingers, pressing your thumb onto the top of each knuckle one at a time. Begin to press yourself up Out of your child's pose position, prepare for side plank. Right hand directly in front of your face, right leg comes as a kickstand. Inhale, left fingertips reach up towards the sky, gaze up. Left leg can stay grounded, or if you'd like added intensity, you can lift your left foot up so that perhaps maybe one day becomes parallel with your left thigh. Push down through your right hand. Feel some space being created between the right side of your body and the earth. You're going to move in some arm circles. As you inhale, reach your hand forward. And then as you exhale, sweep it down. Inhale, reach it up and forward. Exhale down. A few more big arm circles just like that. Noticing the shift in sensation through your side body, your shoulders. Let's switch sides. Left hand down in front of your face. Left leg is your kickstand. Right fingertips up towards the sky, gaze up. Right leg can lift or stay grounded. Push the earth away through your left hand. Find some engagement on the left side of your body. And then begin with some big arm circles. So as you inhale, you're reaching up and forward. Exhale, down and across. Inhale, up, then forward. Exhale, down and across. Always the option to stay and hold as opposed to moving dynamically. I'll invite you to listen to your body. Maybe one more big circle if you're at it. Come back to a tabletop position and walk your knees back slightly for chaturanga push-ups. Notice a straight line of energy from shoulders to knees. Fingertips face forward, elbows bend back, lower down, working towards 90 degrees, and exhale, push straight up, nice and slow. Inhale, slowly bend through the elbows, elbows reach straight back. Exhale, push up, arms straighten. Inhale, lower them down. Exhale, push through your fingertips. Imagine you're opening up a jar with your hands as you push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. It can feel very nice and very necessary in this position to widen your stance. So separate your feet to create some space for your belly between your thighs. Inhale, gaze forward and begin to walk your feet towards the top of your mat for a forward fold. Knees can be bent a lot in this position. If your hamstrings are really tight, please bend your knees as much as you need to. Feet stay nice and wide as well. Maybe even turn your toes at an angle outward away from your body. Any variation in this forward fold is welcome. So you can grab your legs, you could grab your arms, you could interlace your hands behind your neck. You can find stillness or you can sway. Tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, roll up to standing, one vertebra at a time. As you rise, exhale, shoulders back and down. Find a firm standing position and just start to settle into this space, into your body. Any movement that feels good here, you're welcome to take. Sun salutations are next. Inhale, fingers up towards the sky. With a flat back, exhale, bend through your knees and hinge from your hips, trying to keep biceps framing your ears the entire way down. So we're really working on your glutes and your spinal strength. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, slowly rise back up again. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, hinge from your hips, nice and slow. Biceps stay by your ears, hips go back, weights in your heels, belly is strong. Breathe. Exhale, release into a slow forward fold. Hands make their way back down towards the ground. Inhale, Tuck your chin into your chest, rise up to standing. Exhale, shoulders roll back and down. Again, inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, slow and steady forward fold. Knees bend as much as you need them to in this position. Feel your glutes support you as they hold you suspended in the air. Feel your spine work, your shoulders work. Lift your thumbs up towards the sky to keep your biceps by your ears. Exhale, release. Yogi squat is next. Heels in, toes out. Bend through your knees and sit your hips down towards the ground. An amazing variation in this posture is to sit on your blocks or a bolster so you have some support underneath your hips. You are more than welcome to remove those blocks aside and hover your hips in space. It'll create a little more intensity. Inhale, right fingertips up towards the sky, left hand down towards the ground. Perhaps find a half bind with your right hand by flipping the back of your hand to your low back. Gaze over your right shoulder. This is just a gentle stretch, a bit of an opening through your chest. Unwind, switch sides, left fingertips up towards the sky, right hand down on the ground to support you. Option to half bind if you liked the way that felt on the other side. Gently gazing up, not forcing or pushing a deep twist in this position, just being very gentle and mindful about opening up through the chest. Slowly begin to make your way out of that gentle twist. And perhaps remove the blocks underneath you if you're in a more passive or supportive yogi squat. Find some activation here. Palms together. Place your hands down, straighten out through your legs, downward facing dog. Middle fingers point towards the top of your mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide and push through all 10 fingers. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Feel your glutes lift that leg up. Exhale, step your right foot towards the top of your mat. You may need to grab your right foot and set it up there. Half splits. Lower your left knee down. Straighten your right leg to feel a hamstring stretch. Highly advised to use some blocks to support you in this position. The more upright you sit, the less intense this stretch will be. The more you hinge from your hips, the deeper you'll feel that stretch on your hamstrings. So listen to your body, figure out what it needs here. High crescent lunge. Lift your left knee up off the mat. Inhale, rise up to standing. Right knee over your right ankle. All 10 toes face forward. Left heel stays lifted. Shoulders stacked directly on top of your hips. Fingers can reach up towards the sky, or you can keep your hands at heart center. Lower down so that your back knee taps the mat as you inhale. Exhale, straighten the back leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, straight. Inhale, lower. Exhale, straight. Feel your right heel do the work to push you back up as you rise into your high crescent position. Exhale, warrior 3. Hands can stay by your ears, or you can bring your hands to heart center onto blocks. Lift your back leg up off the mat. You're trying to create a capital T with your body. So your back is flat, long line of energy from the crown of your head back through your left heel. Right knee is micro bent. And feel free to use the blocks or a wall to support you in this balancing posture. Feel your belly engage. Slowly lower your back leg back down to the mat. Inhale, rise back up, high crescent pose. Maybe adding a little baby back bend by cactusing your arms and lifting your heart up and out. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your hands back down to the mat, step your feet back. Maybe seeing if you can float your right leg up before you place it down. Take a few deep breaths in your downward facing dog. Maybe an open mouth exhale to encourage the heart rate to slow, a little heat to release. Let's switch sides. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Left glutes engaged to lift that left leg up. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left foot towards the top of the mat. Half splits on this side. Left leg straightens, left heel down, left toes up. Right knee rests down on the ground, directly underneath your hips. Sit up nice and tall. And to increase the intensity, then you can begin to hinge from your hips using blocks to support your body weight. Keep your left foot flexed. Encourage your sitting bones up and back. So as opposed to rounding through your low back, feel those sitting bones reaching up towards the sky a bit. This will lengthen your hamstrings just a bit more. Start to make your way out of this position, setting aside any props that you're using. Left heel directly under your left knee. Right leg activates. Inhale, rise up, high crescent lunge. Narrowing your stance if you need to, beginning to prepare for those lunge dips. Arms can stay up overhead, or if you'd like, you can keep them at heart center. As you inhale, your right knee is going to bend and tap. Exhale, press up through your left heel. Inhale down, exhale, press. Inhale down, exhale, press. So feel the work happening in your left heel. Feel the work happening in your left glute. Inhale, arms up towards the sky. Exhale, warrior three. There's that capital T shape with your body. Lots of ways to get here, lots of variations in this position. Keep a micro bend in your left leg and try to keep your shoulders, hips, and heel all in the same plane, the same height. Hands can come to heart center for an added challenge, or maybe they reach up overhead, biceps frame your ears. The blocks, the wall are always there for support. Slowly make your way back to a high crescent lunge, so the back foot lowers down, all 10 toes forward. And find a baby back bend, broadening through your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades, cactusing your arms, maybe even gazing up for an added challenge. Exhale, downward facing dog, maybe floating your left foot before you bring it up, back, then down. Take a few deep breaths in your down dog. We're going to begin to flow one breath, one movement. So we're going to pick up the pace a little bit here. We'll move on the right side and then the left. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Grab your props. Inhale. We'll sit up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge forward for your half splits. Take a big breath in as you rise and prepare. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent lunge, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center, lower down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, expand and grow. Exhale, right back down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and down. Last time, inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, place your hands down for your warrior three. Inhale, lift your back leg. Exhale, lower your back leg back down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath or two in your down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Grab your blocks as you breathe in, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge from your hips, half splits. Inhale, adjust. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high crescent pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, extend. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dip down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dip down. Last one, inhale, reach up. Exhale, adjust your hands. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, step your foot back and down. Inhale, rise up, high crescent pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. After you make your way back to your downward facing dog, you're welcome to stay here, or if you'd like to, find an alternative resting posture. That can be a seat, that could be a child's pose or a puppy dog pose. Perhaps that means for you just standing, shaking it out, grabbing some water. Start to become aware of your breath once again. As we move our bodies, we begin to distract our mind with that movement. But when we find stillness, it's easy for the mind to begin to wander. So you always have your breath to come back to place your attention on. Make your way to the top of your mat. And we're going to find a forward fold and then slowly rise up to stand. One-legged balance with the deadlift. Lift your right knee to hip height. You're welcome to use the wall for balance if you need to here. Breathe in, grow tall. Exhale, begin to hinge from your hips and see if you can tap the ground or a block on the left side of your body. Inhale, right knee to right hip. Exhale, hinge forward, moving back into that warrior three-like position. So keep moving in this way with the flow of your breath. We're using your left glutes to do a lot of work here as you send your right foot back and encourage balance in this posture. We're almost there. So if you're starting to feel some shaking or aching, know that the end is near. Of course, if you ever feel any pain, that's your cue to stop. Place your right foot back. Now let's see if you can hold just one more time, right knee to right hip. Standing figure 4 is next. Right foot comes across your left thigh. Bend your left leg. If you'd like to challenge your balance, you can sit upright. If you'd like to increase the intensity of the hip stretch, lean forward, bending your knee a little bit more. Slowly begin to make your way out of that position, shake it out. We're going to switch sides. One-legged balance with deadlift. Left knee comes to left hip. Hold it nice and steady to start. And then as you exhale, find that warrior three-like position, that capital T shape with your body, and reach your left arm across the midline of your body, either tapping a block or a prop on the left side in front of your right foot. Or maybe if your arm is long enough and you have enough mobility in your hip, your left fingertips touch all the way down onto the ground in front of your right toes. Continue to move with your breath. We're really working on activating the glutes in your right hip. Seeing how far we can push or count on those muscles to support you. Pause. One more, nice and slow. Good. Figure 4 is next. Bring your left ankle across your right thigh, bend your right leg a lot, sit your hips back and down. Use the wall for support if you'd like to sit upright. To increase the intensity, hinge forward from your hips. If you're hinging forward and you need a little help with balance, use the ground or the blocks beneath you for support. Keep your left foot flexed. Inhale, rise back up, straighten your legs, shake it out. Inhale, arms come up towards the sky, maybe a little back bend if it feels good. Then exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips, legs as straight as it feels good in your body. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, lift your heels up off the ground for toe squats. Knees come out wide, so they point out at an angle, just like we were doing a yogi squat. Hips come down towards your heels. Inhale, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower your hips back down. Inhale, lift hips up. Exhale, lower back down. Keep in mind your hips only need to go as low as your body and your anatomy will allow. And you're welcome to take your hands onto blocks, bolsters, the wall, whatever support you need in order to balance in this position. We're working on stretching the bottom of your feet while also getting a little extra work through your glutes. If you'd like to take a floating yogi squat pause, you can do so. So hips rest down on your heels, sit up nice and tall. And then slowly begin to make your way onto the ground, having a seat. Set your props aside. Seated figure 4 is next. So you're taking your right foot and placing it across your left thigh, just as you did while we were standing. If that's not enough, you're welcome to bend your left leg. Notice that this is mimicking a hinge at your hips to increase the intensity. Right foot stays flexed. Create length through your spine. Straighten your legs out, shake it out, let's switch sides. Left foot comes over your right thigh. Leg can stay straight. Or if you'd like to, you can bend through your right leg, increasing the intensity, drawing your shin closer to your chest and your belly, deepening the stretch in your left hips and glutes. Spine stays long. Left foot stays flexed to protect your left knee joint. Again, as you find stillness, notice how your mind may start to wander. Bring your attention back to your breath. Straighten your legs out, reverse tabletop is next. Soles of the feet onto the ground, fingertips face the front of your mat. Press down into your heels, lift your hips up towards the sky, gaze up. Maybe press the tongue into the roof of your mouth so your neck is active. Squeeze through your glutes, lift your hips up, engage your belly. Feel the opening through your chest and shoulder in this position. Feel the work in your glutes, maybe one more squeeze, one more inch, and lower it back down. Wide-legged forward fold is next. You can turn sideways on your mat here. And legs are only going as wide as your anatomy allows. Okay? Both feet stay flexed, knees point up towards the sky. Then I like to grab some props to have in front of me to lean on. Wiggle your sitting bones and try to remove any excess real estate you have underneath your sitting bones. So maybe your hips tilt forward slightly. You're welcome to stay upright, or if you'd like, maybe you begin to lean forward, feeling the stretch on the inside of your thighs, the back of your legs. Maybe finding some rest through your shoulders and your neck. It's always nice to give your wrists, your fingers, your hands a little bit of love as well. So here I'm demonstrating just placing your thumb onto each nail bed one at a time and just pushing your thumb against each nail bed or knuckle. Begin to make your way to an upright seated position. Side bend is next. Place your right hand on the inside of your right leg. Turn your chest. Inhale, lift your left fingertips up and lean over towards the right. You're welcome to use a block or a bolster to support your right arm as you reach up and over. Roll your right shoulder forward a little bit and your left shoulder back and down so you're finding a bit of opening through the chest. Let's switch sides. Left hand comes down on the inside of your left thigh, supported by the ground or a prop. Inhale, right fingertips reach up and over. Left shoulder rolls forward. Right shoulder reaches back and down. And then slowly make your way out of that side bend and prepare for your final resting posture. You're welcome to lay back on an incline. You're welcome to lay on your left side using pillows and blocks and props to support you. I'm going to sit upright on my bolster and use the blocks underneath my knees to support the weight of my knees against gravity. Bring your hands to your belly. Just take a few deep breaths. Remember, in this resting posture, you're not married to any one position. So if at any point you become uncomfortable, you're invited to readjust. Start to find a bit of stillness if your body allows. Maybe working out a few kinks along the way. Bring your attention to your breath. Notice as your breath comes in through your nostril, how it may feel cool. Then take note as it exits, how your body's warmed that breath as it leaves your body. Again, not trying to control the breath, but just observing it coming in, feeling cool, then going out, feeling warm. Become aware of it coming in. Notice the point at which your body begins to push it right back out. Now bring your attention to the space between your inhale and your exhale. Take note of the pause that occurs after you've finished breathing in, right before your body decides to exhale and push it back out. Breathe in and see if you can create more space between the inhale and exhale. So that pause becomes just a little bit longer before you exhale and let it go. Not holding your breath, but inhaling, pausing just an extra moment longer, and then exhaling, release. 3 more times just like that. Breathe in, feel the pause, exhale, let it go. 2 more times with your own breath, your own pace. Again, never holding or gripping, just observing, trying with ease to build a bit more pause between those breaths. On your next exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out. Start to find a little bit of movement, maybe swaying side to side, drawing circles with your hips or your shoulders, the crown of your head. Micro movement through your wrists, your ankle, your toes. Just begin to tell the body that you're about to start moving again. Bring your hands to heart center in prayer. Then move your thumbs up to your forehead and perhaps bow to seal in your practice, to honor yourself and give gratitude and thanks for the time you spent here for you and your baby. My soul honors your soul. Namaste.